Good morning, investors and traders. This is Naeem Aslam, and welcome to our daily channel and our daily update on stock market, cryptos, commodities, forex, and of course in fixed income. Today, I'm going to discuss 7 important things about the market. And that when I say market, I don't necessarily only mean the equity market. I also mean by that is your forex market, your commodities, gold, and of course your cryptos. Bit about myself. I come with a wealth of 15 years of a trading experience. During this time period, I have worked as a hedge fund trader for Bank of New York Mellon, as an equity trader with Bank of America, and currently providing services as a chief market analyst to Evertrade. Now, what is going on in the market and why we have to keep a focus on when it comes to the market? Now, when I started my day today, which always is at 5 a.m. in the morning, what I was really looking at possibility of another risk of trade, another risk of day, a day where traders are not going to be favoring the equity market. But that has changed as the European session started to trade, because now what I really see in terms of this market is that the FTSE is trading to the upside. I actually see entire market FTSE is up by over 1%. The entire European market is trading to the upside. So what that has done is that has lifted the S&P 500 futures to the upside, which were trading to the downside. Now, this shows to us that traders are ready to build on the momentum that we saw last month. Because remember, in May, it was all about inflation. Those concerns were very much standing tall among investors and traders, and then they were looking at it and staring at them and then wondering what are they going to do, what the Federal Reserve is going to do. The concerns where we could see a massive sell-off. Now that catalyst, that particular narrative is still very much grounded in place, but despite that, what we did see when it came to the market performance for the month of May, all important equity indices, whether we are talking about mid cap, small cap, or large cap, they all moved to the upside, maintained that momentum. Now, the fact that the meme phrase is over, which is like, yeah, okay, sell in May and go away, the focus is going to be on June's trading seasonality perspective. Now, seasonally speaking, or from seasonality perspective, this is the month when traders sell their portfolios and then go away to celebrate their summer somewhere at the beach with the family. So that means the volume in the market is very much expected to be subdued, meaning to likely to remain on the downside, on this low side. But never say never. Why? Because this month, now this is the second point that we're going to discuss. This month we have a very important event that is everyone going to be looking at. So the number 2 is really going to be about the Federal Reserve meeting, that which is taking place on the 15th and 16th of this month. Now, remember, the market has been very much in a holding pattern for a long time, and that means because investors and traders need new catalysts that can really push these markets higher. Now, when we look at the S&P 500 index, of course, over here, what you really see is that the market is moving to the upside, but zoom out of this one, go on to a bigger time frame. What you see is market is in a sideways pattern, in a consolidation pattern. It needs more improvement. It needs new catalyst to define its new direction, whether that is to the upside or whether that is to the downside. And that catalyst, guys, is going to be the Federal Reserve meeting this month, when they be deciding, talking about the monetary policy. That is going to very much move the market. Now, the third thing, which we also need to pay attention to, is the US non-farm payroll data, which is due on Friday. So ahead of a major catalyst, we are going to have another catalyst, which is going to drive the direction of the equity market, not only for the European markets, but also for the US, Asia, and the global markets. That is very much going to drive. So keep an eye on that particular element. Now, the fourth thing is that looking in the forex market, it is all about one important thing, and that is weakness in the dollar index. That weakness has pushed one pair at its 3-month high. What is that pair? Let's talk about it. Now, I'm talking about sterling dollar, because when we talk about sterling against the dollar is not a stronger currency. Sterling is certainly a stronger currency. Over here, the catalyst, the optimism continues to improve, the economic activity continues to increase, the country continues to ease those lockdown restrictions, and also vaccination process continues. And that very much is inflating those concerns that perhaps the Bank of England could be very much sending a bullish or a hawkish message towards their monetary policy. And of course, those fears about Brexit chaos and everything else hasn't really dealt completely on that side. So that is pushing keeping the dollar lower and then pushing the sterling to the upside. And we see this momentum moving to the upside. Now, the next one, then the fifth important one, when we are talking about all-time high, 3-month high, is something which comes to oil prices, because crude oil price has posted a price level which we have not seen since 2018. Now, this comes ahead of the OPEC meeting, because remember, OPEC is going to be discussing about its oil supply cut, how that supply cut is very much going to influence everything. So that is what traders are very much focused on. Now, the expectations are that the OPEC will put more supply back on the market, because initially they reduced the supply in the face of pandemic, because of the pandemic, right? Now they're putting that supply back. But traders believe that supply is not going to be increased significantly. There won't be any ample increment in that supply. Because of that, I see crude and Brent prices sitting at 2018 high, something which is quite an important for the market to really pay attention to. Now, let's move on to the sixth important point, and that is cryptos. When we talk about cryptos, and especially about this particular chart, after that massive sell-off, we see that the prices are very much consolidating. This is Bitcoin, BTC. We do not see the prices moving to the upside or to the downside from here. It seems like that the consolidation is continuing. Once again, we are sitting in a situation, facing a situation which needs a new catalyst that can drive the price to the upside or to the downside. So the current momentum seems to be favoring in favor of bears rather than in bulls, and that means the door is likely to open for the price action to break even further lower from here and possibly move towards that 25,000 price level. Of course, I don't want you to see that, but that is another possibility. Now, finally, about gold prices, they are continuing to stay above the 1900 price level, which is quite encouraging. But the big catalyst again is going to be the two important events: the Federal Reserve, and of course it is about the US non-farm payroll. Now guys, of course, if you like the content, if you like what we are talking about, do smash that like button, and I will be back with you guys same time tomorrow to discuss more. That's all for now. See you guys next time.